What's up, everyone? We have a very special video today. Today, we are going to be ranking every petal according to how realistic they are. Now, I've made a template on Tier Maker. It has all 118 petals that are in the game right now. And I'm going to be ranking them based on how closely they match their real-life counterparts, if they have any. The things I'll be considering when doing these rankings are what the petal is, what it does, its specific stats, and how the petal is related to the mob that drops it. So, let's get it. Disclaimer, the following content is made for entertainment purposes only and not confident all information is accurate. Do not try this at home. Crew should not be held liable for any injuries caused by real-life trials of floral petal counterparts. For basic is like... a basic is just a reference point in a video game. Like, a basic has the most normal stats. You don't have a so-called basic item in real life, right? So I'm just gonna put this as doesn't exist. Okay? Same for light, because I mean, it's a light. You can't match that to any item really. Now for rock. Rock has pretty high health and decently high damage also, which sounds right. Like, if you throw a rock at a person, it is going to hurt, and the rock isn't gonna get hurt, the person is getting hurt. Okay, when I say the rock doesn't get hurt, it's like, rocks are pretty solid, right? So I think they should have more health than what they have in the game, since in the game we're using a rock to fight insects. Rocks don't break when you throw them at insects? Question mark. In real life? Citation needed. So I'm gonna put a rock in B tier for now. Like around A to B tier. This could change later when we have more petals to compare against rock. But this one I'm putting it here for now. It having high damage is fair, but it needs more health than what it has in the game. Square, that's easy, doesn't exist IRL. Rolls, okay, rolls in the game, it heals you. So, like, we have a health system in game. Health systems in games are generally not realistic at all, but let's consider what rolls actually does in real life. Like, it has a nice smell, it looks nice, you can make tea with it, you can make lots of things with rolls that are good for you, but you wouldn't call those healing. Like, you wouldn't be using this, let's say, in a medical emergency, right? In order to save your life. In order to save your life. So I'm just gonna put this in like D tier. It's plausible, but because of how like health systems work in games, it's generally not gonna work out for most healing petals anyway. And now for Stinger. Stinger is easy S tier, bro. Like, it hurts. It really hurts. And fun fact, honeybees can only use their stingers once. If they use it, they die. So stingers having 1 health in game also makes sense. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far, subscribe! I know we can reach 1,000 someday, so let's make it happen. Back to the video. Iris is gonna be pretty interesting. I actually have to search this up. Wait. Is Iris poisonous? Oh shit, okay. Highest concentration found in the roots. Okay, but ingestion. You don't, like, get anything if you're just touching it, right? Wear gloves is crazy. Okay, so, Iris can be pretty bad for you, apparently. Poison. Oh. So don't eat Iris. Like, in game, it just looks like you're punching mobs with Iris, and they take poison damage, but use your imagination for that one, okay? Just imagine you're shoving Iris down their throats, and then they get poisoned. Yeah. Okay, so... so I'm actually gonna put this like A tier, I think. In game, like as a sprite, Iris is just... it's a purple circle, okay? It's not very detailed, you can't get really detailed with these images compared to like actual item in real life. But like, yeah, I can see how it works. I'm gonna put it at A tier. Wing. Okay, so an insect wing is weak as hell. I don't know how it's reasonable for a wing to have double the damage of a basic. Real insect wing is weak as hell. Like, you use wings to fly, not to smack people with. B tier. Like a wing is light, and so like in game having the wing like fly around you with large petal range, that makes sense, but it doing that much damage does not make sense to me, at least. And then missile is basically stinger but from a hornet or wasp. And let's make a distinction right here. I'm ranking the petal, I'm not ranking the mob. This is a petal ranking, not a mob ranking. So hornets and wasps do not shoot out missiles in real life, but if you pulled a stinger from a real hornet or wasp and then threw it, that would be dangerous. I'm gonna go with S tier, yeah. A missile doesn't have a lot of health either, but still has a bit of health. Real hornets and wasps have stingers that they can reuse, unlike bees. So it makes sense for missile to have more health than stinger, and missile also does like a crazy amount of damage. This is a petal ranking, not a mob ranking. Anyways, now we have grapes, which are poisonous. Right. I forgot in this game we are fighting mobs, not humans. So I'm actually searching this up, and okay, these aren't insects. Insects love eating sweet stuff. This search is saying you shouldn't feed it to your pets, which are not insects. So I'm gonna move this up a bit. Just D tier. Next, cactus. Oh my god. Cactus! Wait, so in the game, right? A cactus increases the health of your flower. Okay, sure. Like, a cactus in real life doesn't do that. It's a game ability. You don't magically become healthier just by holding a cactus to your head. I mean, the petal description literally says somehow increases your maximum health. It's a game ability, it just does not happen in real life. I'm gonna put this at F tier. Now for faster, which is probably the craziest item that we're looking at. Its in-game description is, it's so light it makes your other petals spin faster. So it's like the petals orbiting around the flower have weight, so the flower actually has to work hard
in order to keep those petals orbiting. But then if you introduce a faster, it's like the flower gets to spin the petals faster because it keeps less of it.
So it turns out that the faster actually has negative weight. Like, that's a crazy thing. I might actually make a new tier for this. So there are two big problems with bubble. Firstly, when a bubble pops, it cannot possibly push a flower by that much. And secondly, bubbles that are just normal water bubbles, I'm assuming it's normal water bubbles because they come from the ocean, normal air bubbles that exist underwater, when they come out of the water, they just pop instantly. They can't exist in air. So it's just an instant F tier. Dude, we're handing out back-to-back F tiers, that's insane. But it's okay, during the next song, we're handing out a lot more S tiers, stay tuned. Pollen being able to do that much damage is just unreal. It's a D tier. Dandelion is like, it doesn't do damage, and dandelions are also really light. I'm gonna give it a C tier because, well, in the game, dandelion affects your healing, which is like, okay. The rest of its stats are pretty accurate, so I'll put it higher. Egg. Egg hatches into beetle. No, it's not an S tier. Because the thing is, right, life cycles exist in real life, right? So when something hatches out of an egg, it's not instantly a beetle. It's gonna be a larva. So I'm giving it a C also. Then we have antennae. So an insect antennae allows insects to, because antennae are sensitive, like really sensitive to movement, and also they can pick up scent particles in the air. Yeah, it does allow insects to actually sense things around them, but like when you use it in-game, it just zooms the camera out, because there really isn't a better way to implement it in a video game. It's a video game, okay? I'll give it a C. The principle is there, but like how it works in-game is not accurate. Heavy is basically a bowling ball, and it does have a lot of health. I'm giving it an A. I would argue that chucking a bowling ball at someone should do a lot of damage. Why does not exist IRL. I'm just gonna put it there because yin yang is a symbol, not an actual like object that you can throw around. Web, sticky. But think about it, info, right? Lower rarity mobs, when they get caught by a high rarity web, they just can't move at all. It's pretty damn similar to how like fly that flies into a web, the fly is dead. But then with the larger insects, for example, if a freaking like huge hornet flies into a spider web, the hornet might have a chance just because it's so big and it can fight. It's less affected by the web, and there is a chance that it can actually just break free. So yes, completely accurate web. Let's go. Honey, it attracts insects. Okay, but like in real life, not all insects like honey. So I'm just giving it a B. Leaf heals you, right? But like, you're a flower. Leaf makes food for a plant. You learned that in primary school, right? Leaf having healing ability actually makes a lot of sense. Healing petal that I'm gonna put really high on the list. Maybe like A, because like you don't expect a leaf to deal that much damage either. In the game, the salt reflects damage. So like, okay, you can't do that in real life when you're holding a piece of salt. This is completely a coincidence, by the way, like 3 in every tier. Rice alone is weak. Yeah, but if you have a heap of rice in the game is basically a machine gun. Each rice grain does not do a lot of damage, but you're machine gunning it. So I'm giving it an S. Corn. Oh shit, this one I actually have to search up. So I'm actually just throwing this question straight into Gemini. It says that since a corn kernel is basically the seed of a plant, it necessarily has to be pretty damn strong so that it can like survive and grow into the plant, right? So this all actually makes sense. Like the structure in a corn kernel allows it to survive. So like in the game, corn kernel having a massive amount of health makes a lot of sense. So I'm actually gonna put this in S tier also. Sand.
Pocket sand!
S tier. Also cause like if the sand is not fine grained, it can actually be abrasive. A pincer slows you down? Okay, hold on. Which part of a scorpion is the pincer? Oh no, the pincers don't actually do poison. It's the tail that does poison, the end of the tail, not the pincers. No pincer should be doing more damage and no poison. I have to put it at a D tier. It's not outright wrong, it's just an inaccuracy. Yucca. It's around the same as leaf, like it makes food for the plant. Also, yucca does not actually do damage. So I'm gonna put yucca at S tier also. Actually, let's see. Magnet. Magnets in real life attract metal, not whatever the frick these items are made of. So it's an F. Before I secure it in F tier, I do also have to mention this. Magnets used to be able to attract the lightning damage from a jellyfish. It would just divert it onto the magnet. Instead of the flower taking damage, it's the magnet. I would put the old magnet in C tier. I'll just bump magnet up 1 tier just because it has petal health. Yig. It does not exist IRL. The like actual starfish, the entire animal, has crazy regenerative powers. Yes, but like the flower can't use starfish. The way it's implemented, I'm gonna give it a D tier. Like, it can't heal you. It can heal by itself just fine. That much is accurate. But it can't heal you. Pearl's pretty reasonable. I'll give it an S tier. A pearl has a lot of health, because that's how pearls are made. It is sturdy. A pearl is a hard object, so if you throw it at it, it is gonna hurt. Lightning. It's a ball of lightning. Come on. F. Jelly. This is basically the flesh of a jellyfish. If you touch it, it is not going to feel fine. Mobs being yeeted by jelly is just really funny, right? Okay? The knockback is funny. Maybe they're just running away really fast. Give it a B actually. Claw. S tier. Getting pinched by a claw is not fun. Shell gives you shield. Because of the game mechanism, it's gonna have a low ranking. Other than that, its stats, I think Shell should have more health. even more health than it has already. So it's getting a C. A cutter is basically chainsaw, but cutter. I honestly don't know how to rank this. I am gonna be for real. I think I'll put it in a B tier, but yeah. I honestly have no idea. Dahlia is gonna be the same deal as Rose. In real life, uranium does actually poison you, but it's not like biological poison, it's radiation poisoning. The effects the radiation will cause you depends on how much radiation dose you get, which then depends on how close to the uranium you are. So I think this is pretty accurate, but it's like the game just puts it in a too straightforward way. You just take poison damage. But also, uranium is not green. Uranium is a metal. It is grey. And arguably, if you throw a piece of uranium at someone, the physical damage is gonna be the greater concern. So, I'm gonna put it at B, actually. It should do physical damage. Sponge. It just spreads out damage, which is like real. F, instantly. Soil is like cactus. Soil also makes you fat. I just makes it even worse. Fang. Leeches suck blood, but blood is their food. If you consume blood, or flowers don't consume blood. Like, okay, what am I even saying? F tier. Third eye does not exist. Unless you're thinking of literally attaching a spider eye to your face, in which case it will be F tier. Peas. You have a peas in the pot, they shoot out when you squeeze on the pot. I think it's an S tier. Stick. F. It does not create sandstorms in real life, unfortunately. You grab a stick. Okay, wait. The game labels it as a mysterious stick. So, a mysterious stick is magical. It does not exist. Clover. It increases your luck, which is like, it's not a really thing that really like scientifically exists, but like I can understand it, right? Given an A tier for that. Mysterious powder, and it makes you run fast. Air has two reasons that gives it an instant F tier. First, flowers can literally breathe air and blow like a balloon. Second, after they breathe that air, they somehow become heavier, so sandstorm affects them less, and other things can push the flower less. That's just unrealistic. F. Basil. It increases healing? Like, okay. Orange. Yeah, it's an S tier. I don't see why not. Egg. It has the same issue as beetle egg. Poo. Oh my goodness. So you're saying you're holding a poo, you're holding a piece of turd, and mobs will be less interested in trying to attack you, which is like completely fair. Lotus absorbs poison damage? Like, okay. Bulb. It attracts mobs because it's bright. Yeah, sounds legit. Cotton absorbs damage. It's the same issue as sponge. Later, I will discuss a very important reason why cotton and another related petal, no spoilers, should be much high on the list. But for now, carrot. You throw a carrot and yeah, it bounces, but not that much. It's not like a freaking pinball. Arguably, instead of just the whole armor thing, Bone should just have like infinity health. It's getting a D. Plank, which blocks projectiles. I think it's an S. Tomato. It grows? How does that happen? Doing different damage when it is at different growth stages. It also makes sense. But like, an unripe tomato isn't red? The whole growing thing is really questionable, so I'm putting it at a C. Mark. Yeah. Rubber. It absorbs lightning damage. What? So rubber is like the bouncy petal, right? Like, you have a rubber ball, a bouncy ball, yes, but like, crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. So that feature is an F tier. I'm not gonna put it in F tier just because it. Another function of rubber is it absorbs lightning damage, which plastics or rubbers, like in real life, they are actually used as electrical insulation. But now I'm thinking about how it's insulation, because like you don't use rubber to physically block. Jellyfish shoots at the flower takes the lightning bolt, and then the rubber absorbs the damage. It's weird, because rubber is just spinning around the flower. But like, when a floral flower holds an item, it's basically using it. So I'm thinking if like rubber isn't really just sitting there, it's more so like surrounding the flower, kind of like a disc or a cutter, or it just goes wherever it needs to go in order to be useful. Just that it's not actually represented as doing that when you are playing the game and you're seeing it on screen. Now that I'm thinking about that, I am gonna bump cotton up just because of that. From F to S, yes, I know, crazy. A cotton ball is basically a pillow. Any hard object that's thrown at you is gonna soften the blow. Cotton absorbing damage makes total sense. Actually, I was thinking about cotton wrong because like in-game, the flower gets hit and then the cotton takes the damage and reloads, which is like not actually what might be going on. Maybe it's just a visual thing? Okay, antenna was also a visual thing, so I'm gonna push cotton down. It would have been S tier, but it's not visually happening to us. Also the same thing with rubber, but rubber's tier is tanking because of the stinger is going straight into the does not exist portion. The weird part is burr itself is prickly. That I get it. But like when other petals are damaging the mob takes more damage also. I guess it's like disturbing the burr, so it's like, oh, it's clinging onto the insect and it's like really damaging it. Sure, I think I'll give it an A tier. Root lets you take less damage, so it might literally be actual armor. So I'm gonna be giving it an A as well. Ankh doesn't exist RL. It's just a symbol. It's an object that you can use to gain teleportation abilities. Dice, depending on the dice roll, you might deal 35 times damage. Okay, sure. That's not like what an actual dice in real life does. It's just gonna do the same damage, but you throw it at a person. Its function is unrealistic. Talisman, you get immunity powers, you stop taking damage. That does not exist IRL. That power does not exist. Battery, it's a lightning situation. Again, amulet, it doesn't exist IRL. Compass, in real life, always points to the north, so it's an F. Due to it specifically pointing to super mobs, unique mobs, squares, or if there aren't any of those, then it will just point in random directions. A disc is protection. I think I can appreciate that, but I just can't imagine how it would look like. It's not floor, the armor mechanic, but literal armor. So I think it's an A tier. Actually, I think it's an S tier. I'll give it S. It's an S. It's an S. I'm overthinking it. I don't see any problems with this. Shovel. You dig underground in order to avoid damage. I think it's missing something. Like, a shovel in real life can be used as a weapon. You get it? Coin is a hard object, it deals damage. S tier. A poker chip. It's light. I'm trying to like imagine how an evasion mechanic for chip would actually work in real life. It's like you throw a poker chip, the poker chip bounces off, and then you catch it, and then you get to throw it a second time? Question mark? Let's move on to card first. Depending on the card variant, it will do different damage and healing stats. Not in real life, all cards are made the same. I'm assuming this is a rock that actually came from a moon. It has its own gravity also. Like, what the heck? A privet is... What even is a privet, bro? So during the live recording, I was feeling tired and didn't do proper research, so I just gave up and gave it an F tier. But in actual, reality, privets can be bad for you, but they're just not selectively bad for you only when you're poisoned already, like how it works in-game. That in-game mechanic is not accurate. Oh yeah, I literally just realized that you can also poison non-living things in-game also, so every poison petal is gonna get one tier lower. Whoops. Okay, glass. Glass is sharp, okay? It does damage, yes, but it phases through mobs? Maybe the flower is throwing glass shrapnel at a mob so fast that it literally pierces right through them? Maybe? I'll give it a C tier actually. Corruption doesn't exist IRL. All of the magic petals can just go into the does not exist IRL portion, including blueberries. In the game, blueberries can only appear with the help of magical forces, so we're ruling that one out too. Coral breaks into pieces. I think that can speak for itself. Bubble, yeah, another magic item. Nether, magical abilities. Mimic, the magical ability to turn into any other petal. Fragment, basically scrap metal. I argue that it should be able to do more damage, but its assembly mechanic makes a lot of sense. Actually, a guided missile, I feel like guided missiles should do more damage because they E tier. Wax is a pretty strong material. S tier. Golden leaf doesn't exist. Cog is a hard object that you can throw. Actually, I'm putting it at A tier. Cog is a metal object, come on. It is a hard object, but it's also it should have a lot more health than that. Actually, you can extend that to coin also. Coin should have more health also. Come on man. Monstera gives AoE healing. Antenna, mecha antenna. Now this one can actually have the camera panning out effect. In the game, you can see through walls, and you can get a pretty good picture of the space around you by just using radar, which the mecha antennae probably has. The way it's implemented in the game just makes it weird, but I am definitely gonna rank it higher than normal antennae, so it's gonna be a B or an A. I'll give it an A tier because it can control guided missiles. That's good. Laser does not do lightning damage. I don't like the fact that it's called lightning damage. I would put it at S tier if it's not called lightning damage. Because laser is light, not lightning, not electricity. Domino. F is the same deal with dice. Bandage. It shouldn't be able to turn you into a zombie. Pharaoh's crown. Totem. Yeah, triangle is completely just an invention. It doesn't even match to any real life object. So an electric web, it's just called a web, but just think about it as a net, like a wire net that has high voltage electricity running through it. It is also coated with glue. Sure, but sacrifice. Sawblade having big damage but not that much health is actually accurate because sawblades in real life can be quite delicate. Clay gathers dust from the air and grows and does more damage because of that. The clay description says it gathers dust. So dust, it really annoys you. That sniff was such a coincidence, but it's so on point. What the? You call that doing damage? Sure, but then for clay, I'm gonna put it at a D. Broccoli, oh my god. Bro, I actually cook broccoli at home. It is so annoying having to clean up after all the bits that just get scattered around on the cutting board. Lentil makes your freaking petals attract to other mobs. Dead leaf makes your other petals have more health. Sure. Soul Splitter. Goggles that can see ghosts. Bean can do more or less damage depending on whether you are using it when you are alone or not. What? Why does Bean do that much damage anyway? Champion's Crown is not a thing that exists in real life. Sure. And after tidying it up post-edit, I present to you the 4 realistic Petal tier list, from the completely accurate to real life to the absolute most unreal crap of all time. If you're still here, I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it, though it probably shouldn't have taken this long. Chromebook is just not it. These rankings are based on my assessment, which may not be the most informed, so they might be deserving of a slightly higher or lower tier. If you have any feedback, put them in the comments below. Hit the middle button and subscribe to track my next upload, and the side buttons will take you to some related content. See ya!